o'clock tonight. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Acting Mayor Scott,
Present.
Councilmember Silliman,
Here.
Councilmember Pinello,
Here.
Councilmember Lane,
Here.
Councilmember Thompson,
Here.
Councilmember Michaels,
Here.
and recorded absent Councilmembers Carpenter and Beckwith.
If you please join me with a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. To the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So I am not Scott, Steve. We'll do our best job to represent how well he runs these meetings up here tonight. Believe we have one person signed up. Oh, yep, thank you. First, we're gonna have a moment of reflection, for those people within our city family with sudden and serious afflictions. And we have Edward Munn to speak. Eric, sorry, Eric.
My name is Eric DeMond. I live at 44 Maple Ave, Portland. First of all, I want to say is, thank you for that moment of, prayer for those that are hurting right now. 2 weeks ago yesterday, I received my assessments for my properties. And, the reason why I wasn't here 2 weeks ago tonight is because I don't think I could have kept the decorum proper. I just want to kind of show you what kind of assessments, what's happened to the assessments. This is one property, 2023, my assessment for this property was 54,000. 2024 is 125,000, an increase of 71,000. This property on Union is assessed in 2023 at 49,000. The assessment for this year is 130,000, an increase of 81,000. This property, on Maple Ave, it was assessed at 80,000 for 2023. 2024, it's 170,000 assessed, increase of 90,000. And I could go on, but you guys get the point. I had this property up for sale since last August. I've had one person put an offer on it below the assessed value, and they backed out 3 days before the closing. When I get my taxes, it's gonna reflect this. If anybody here wants to buy this property for the assessed value, I'll sell it to you tonight. Tuesday night, 2 weeks ago today, I found it kind of amusing and yet very sad. Read the Cortland Standard, front page. The director of the Cortland Library was stepping down. She couldn't deal with the situation within the city of Cortland, with the homeless being in the library. Well, I can attest to why there's a big part of the problem is government policies. Last year, at my place at Union, had a person live there for a year, they paid the rent, and then last May was the last time they made payment. They lived there for another 4 months, didn't pay a thing, ran up utility bills like unbelievable. And finally, after I went to court to evict them, and went to court, first time the person canceled it. And so the judge rescheduled the court date for the following week. By the grace of God, the person didn't show up because, as the judge said, she smiled at me. The only reason why I'm gonna allow this eviction to happen is because you made a mistake and he didn't show up. If you didn't make a mistake, if he had showed up, he would have stayed there another 3.5 months. I got documentation this thick to evict somebody. But I can't hire an attorney to do it because attorneys won't do evictions anymore. I, as a working man, I've got to do the paper myself, and I made a mistake. And as the judge pointed out, this person showed up, they would have stayed there till after Christmas. The reason why landlords won't rent to people, or they're very careful, is it's better to leave an apartment empty than rent to the wrong person. 2 years ago, I had, over on Washington, I had a family that bent over backwards to accommodate them. And when they left, I had holes in doors this big, every door except for one. Had to replace flooring, windows. I had one room filled with garbage. Opened up the door, garbage falls out. There wasn't 500 maggots, there were thousands of maggots. I gotta clean it up. They stiffed me, they let the water run for 3.5 months. I got a water bill of $3,200. Now, what do I do about this? Do I raise rents? How can I? I've had a family over renting one of my houses. They've been with me for 5 or 6 years now. Good people. He works, she works, they got 3 kids. Last October, they told me they couldn't pay the rent. They paid November's rent. December's, they paid most of it. January, they paid a small portion. February, they paid a portion of it. They said, when we get our tax return, we'll get caught up. They've been with me, they're good people, no problem, deal with it. They did, they got caught up when they got the tax returns. How do I approach them and tell them, oh, by the way, I gotta raise rent 10, 15, 20% to accommodate the increase in taxes? They can't afford it. What am I gonna do? Throw them out on the street? I can't, I gotta eat it. Just like hundreds of other landlords gotta eat it. The biggest problem that I see that our country has is the government and the government spending. I know it's, my mouth is getting dried. It's nice to pay people, increase wages and healthcare and retirements. But of those of us in the private sector, we don't get that benefit. I'm just, please consider the people in the private sector and what they're dealing with. I know city employees, they want their increases, they want their increase in healthcare and retirement benefits. This winter, I can't tell how many times I got woke up. The plow and salt truck going by on our street, salting. I wake up in the morning, there's a 1/4 inch of snow on the ground. What are we salting in the middle of the night for a 1/4 inch of snow? It happened multiple times. Is it for time and a half or double time to do that work at night? Compare what the city employees get. Now, firemen, police department, they're specialized. They're off the table. But regular people take maintenance on parks, whatever. Compared to what private sector pays to what the government employees get, it doesn't compare. It doesn't compare. We in the private sector need some relief. We gotta change. People gotta have, with inflation, people are deciding between eating food, paying rent, and just surviving. $5 a loaf of bread is $5.
Mr. DeMond,
Yes.
I'm your council representative. Can I have your phone number and we can
Sure.
talk sometime?
It's 607-591-1404. The couple I was talking about, the wife asked me would I sign paperwork so they could get some food stamps. I said, no problem. They both work full time and they're struggling to survive. Please, when we're talking, I know the city employees, they work their butts off. I understand that. those of us in the private sector are hurting real bad, real bad. This inflation is killing us. We cannot afford to keep going. We gotta decide. Do the people that pay the bills, are they able to buy food for the kids and the grandchildren? Or do we increase government salaries and everything? People are hurting real bad. We want to talk about homeless. There's a reason why there's homeless. There's a reason for that. Thank you for the time, and if I upset anybody, I'm sorry. I tried to keep my cool. So thank you for the time.
Thank you for your thoughts. So we're gonna skip mayor's report, and kind of roll it into ward reports. I'll kind of do both. Before we get into the fun stuff, most everything in Ward 1's pretty quiet, which is good. Some things have been moving along over there in some areas that people, DPW and the police have been working on. I really appreciate that. Code's been doing a great job in the ward. Want to talk a little bit about why I have no hair. We had a great time at St. Baldrick's, and I did not plan on doing it. Showed up, did a little presentation, in lieu of the mayor. Hopefully we did okay. And I watched a lot of people do a really, really good job. And I want to talk about that for just a minute. So first of all, the Red Jug raised over $40,000 for that event. That is just amazing. If you see anybody who works there, volunteered at the event, the owners, thank them. They did a great job. I want to highlight a few people. I'm going to get through these pretty quick because we could take quite a while doing this. Chief Paul Sandy, just over $6,000. He was the top participant. Absolutely. And wait, there's more. Portland Fire Department, top team, over $6,000. Police Department, second team, just over $2,400. Then you had, keep applauding because it's great. We've got Pat Sherman at over 1,100. We've got Will Fox at almost 850. We've got Jordan Zelznick at, and if I screw up anybody's name, I apologize, at just over 650. We got Tom Mulhern, I think it's Mulhern, at just over 600. We got Chelsea O'Donnell, who did not shave her head, but still raised over $550. We got Jeff Eldred at over $1,000. And we got Mel Edwards at 76. And then I'm gonna take credit for raising the most money in the shortest amount of time because I didn't plan on doing it and I didn't think about doing it. And I got a little coaxing, and then before I left the stage, there was $50. We raised $534 in less than 10 minutes.
Wow.
Thus, I have a little air conditioning. I think it was an awesome event. I want you to realize that adds up to just short of 20K. That is almost half of the entire event came from this city's employees. And I think that's outstanding. It's a great cause. It's a great event. It was a good day. They had music, they had food, a lot of hair on the floor, I didn't contribute much, but there was a lot. And the participants didn't stop rolling in and out all day. What I enjoyed the most was, unlike other events, when you interrupt in the middle, people wanted to hear what you had to say, and they were very into the why of the event, not necessarily the libations and then the food and the music, but why were they all there? When I got to look down through, what I really saw was I saw Cortland coming together as a whole. I enjoyed that a lot. I talk often about not being about the party, being about the people, about narrowing the aisles. Well, I just watched all the divisions dissolve in a room, and it was outstanding. I think we ought to have more good events like this that bring people together. I'm gonna rack my brain. Other people get a hold of me. I mean, it was just an outstanding, outstanding day. And I think Cortland itself deserves another round of applause. I think we did awesome, absolutely awesome. And then Katie, which order you do? Because I always.
Second.
Well, then you're up here.
Yeah. So it was very quiet during SUNY spring break in the second ward. I met with the town gown committee and we discussed next year's Porta Cup. The game will be back in Portland next year. They are the reigning sectional champs, so it should be exciting. The town gown committee would like to put together a viewing party for both town and gown with a big screen, the game on a big screen. So we'll see how that comes along. I was also told about the big event. If you don't remember, the big event is something that SUNY Portland puts on every spring. This year it will be on April 21st from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock. If you would like to apply to the big event to have some students show up and they can clean things up, they can't handle power tools, they can't stand on anything higher than a chair for insurance reasons. But they can do things like turn over your garden, move wood piles, clean up areas of the city that you might think really need attention. So if you have a site that you think needs this kind of attention, you can contact the SGA president at sgapresident@portland.edu, or contact me and I will send you a link to the form that you need to fill out. I am not on Facebook or TikTok or Twitter or Nextdoor Portland. If you want to reach me, you gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Please call me at 607-756-7864 or email me at ward2@portland.org. Some people still use snail mail and mail me at 30 Pleasant, Portland. So I've been hearing from some people about their housing assessments. Some are pleased, some are not. You can have a meeting with Mr. Fitz and protest your assessment. I've been asked why we didn't address the changes that need to be made to code before we had the assessments done. Okay, I also visited the library and talked to some workers there after our last meeting. I'm very interested in the causes behind homelessness in our city. I've asked my legislator if the county can do an assessment by interviewing people who are homeless and finding out what the root cause is for each and what they think they need to do, what they think will improve their circumstances. I'm sure that we could prescribe things, but I'm interested in what the people themselves think would help. I'd also like to know how they came to be in Portland. Are they from here? Do they have family here? Were they sent here by another county? I'm just curious about that. I'd like to see a list of prioritized needs and how they're being addressed. Clearly, we need a warming shelter to stay open when it's cold outside. I'd like to know what solutions the county is working towards and how we can help. And in other news, DPW fixed a number of bad potholes when the weather was good. I was concerned about ones at the intersection of Groton Ave and Homer Ave, but they were fixed before I could even call them in, so thank you. And problems I alluded to between neighbors in my last report have been taken care of immediately by the codes department, and the neighbors are relieved, so thank you. That's it from the second ward.
Move on to the third.
So, NYSEG is replacing the gas line on Helen Ave. So Helen Ave is dug up. Other than that, third ward is quiet.
Very good.
Okay. The students are back, so traffic is picked up in the fourth ward. I attended the DPW board meeting about 2 weeks ago. And that's about it from the fourth ward.
Very good. Mr. Thompson.
Thank you. I have also received, some comments on where to protest, housing assessments. How did we come to, the determination and so forth? And have referred people accordingly. to, beds. That said, the homelessness, is definitely, being, it's captivating people's attention, for sure. And in some ways, in so many ways, I think that's a good thing for our community, that there is an awareness, that not everybody has a roof over their head. And the attention has called people to have questions of how did people come to, this circumstance? And it caused me to walk into, the Salvation Army and, see that, there's kids in our community that go to school every day, that are basically surviving, in the homeless, shelters and, on the streets. And, that pains me. That said, there's folks within the Fifth Ward that have, taken up the charge, themselves with some other community members. They're meeting at Grace Holly, 2 times a month at this point in time on Thursdays. Their group is called, Housing First. And, they're organizing and looking to see how they can, I guess, make a difference with our homelessness, concerns. And, that actually gives me hope. And so, we need to have a multi-tiered approach and need to be strategic about it for our community. And I do appreciate the floor time, that was given by, was it Mr., what's the name of the month? What does government do? There's not one thing great that I've seen that we do without all of us, putting in. And one way that we put in is our taxes. I'm not saying I'm calling for more, but I'm just saying that is one thing that we do that together to take care of ourselves as a community. Schools get taken care of because we do it together. Roads get taken care of because we do it together. And we gotta do something together with this process in our community. Thank you.
You're up.
Well, speaking on the topic of assessments, I had an individual swing by my house this afternoon, not to just say hi, but to basically complain about his assessment. There isn't much reassurance that I could have given him, the fact that some went up and some went down. Somebody's been following the newspaper, I believe it's the city of Oswego, that they hadn't had an assessment since 1997. So you can imagine how full that room was the first night that that council addressed that. And believe me, there were a lot of people complaining. It's a city council's job to make sure that this is done on a regular basis, not to make sure that so much time has lapsed between assessments. We tried to push one, I don't know how many years ago, when our past mayor was in office, but it didn't go anywhere.
We hired Mr. Fitz.
Yeah,
It's been years in the making, this one.
yes.
16.
I think it's been 16,
No,
we didn't
not
hire him
16.
16 years ago.
14 maybe.
14?
Hiring Fitz.
14.
No, I would say the last assessment was maybe 8.
Yeah, 16 since the last reassessment, but we didn't hire Mr. Fitz 16 years ago.
No, I'm 16 since the last
Yeah,
assessment.
2008. Yeah,
So with that being said, we need, as a council, as a city council, we need to do a better job to make sure this is done more on a regular basis and not so much time has lapsed. So moving on to that, I was following up on a lead that an individual had given me. And, the phone number that was provided, did not pan out to be the phone number of this individual. So now I've got to backtrack and, follow up on this complaint again as to, regarding this phone number. But, I hope to have some more information by our next meeting anyways. So that's all I have for the 8th ward. Thank you.
You're good. Thank you for the board reports. Everybody have a chance to look at the meeting, minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Can I get a motion to accept those? So, a second. Thank you. Agenda item number 1. Calling for an increase in New York State aid and incentives through the AIM funding.
Resolved that the city of Portland Common Council urges Governor Hochul to work with leaders of the Senate and Assembly and increase aid and incentives for municipalities funding in the 2024-25 adopted state budget. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution shall be sent to Governor Kathy Hochul, Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart Cousins, Assembly Speaker Carl Hasty, Senator Leo Webb, Assembly Member Anna Kellis, and the New York State Conference of Mayors.
I'll move it.
Second.
And a second. Thank you. Call
Councilmember Scott.
it. Aye.
Any, this,
Yeah.
is there any discussion?
Is there any discussion?
Well, I think this is a good move.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Councilmember Scott.
Aye.
Councilmember Pinello.
Aye.
Councilmember Silliman.
That's okay. Aye.
Sometimes it's Seth. Councilmember Silliman. Councilmember Pinello.
Aye.
Councilmember Lane.
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson.
Aye.
Councilmember Michaels.
Aye.
I'm sorry, my notes are messed up.
That was fine, but I think we have to go back and vote on the minutes.
We did.
We did.
We voted on them. Okay.
No, you didn't.
Did we?
We didn't,
I
No,
no,
we didn't.
Oh, I got
We
it.
did.
we had a first and a second, but we didn't.
Oh, we didn't.
vote.
Oh, we didn't.
vote.
Aye. Okay.
Right.
All right, you're right. I skipped it.
Good catch.
All in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
Any opposed? There we go. Agenda item number 2, appoint assessment review board members.
Resolved that Sean T. Mack, residing at 47 Charles Street, Cortland, New York, is appointed to the Board of Assessment Review for a term ending September 30th, 2024. And be it further resolved that Gerald O'Rourke, residing at 16 East Ave, Cortland, New York, is appointed to the Board of Assessment Review for a term ending September 30th, 2028.
So moved.
Second? Ms. Lee, second? Any discussion?
They're gonna be busy.
Yes, I think they'll be very busy.
Yeah.
Any discussion?
Bring a lunch, dinner.
We may want to recommend that to them,
Really appreciate their willingness to be on this.
especially this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead and call it.
Councilmember Scott.
Aye.
Councilmember Silliman.
Aye.
Councilmember Pinello.
Aye.
Councilmember Lane.
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson.
Aye.
Councilmember Michaels.
Aye.
Item number 3, approve special event and sound device permit for Juneteenth celebration to be held June 15th, 2024 in Courthouse Park.
Resolved that the common council does hereby approve a special event permit and a sound device permit without fee for the Juneteenth celebration event in Courthouse Park from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on June 15th, 2024, contingent on submission of a general liability insurance certificate and any approvals required by state fire prevention and building code and or city code.
I so.
Ms. Lane, second. Thank you very much. Discussion on Juneteenth, other than it was a great event last year.
Yeah, it's
That's a
gonna
great
be
event.
building.
I enjoyed it.
I work there, so I already gonna let you know that I'm gonna abstain.
All right. Go ahead, Paul.
Councilmember Scott,
Aye.
Councilmember Sullivan,
Aye.
Councilmember Pinello,
Aye.
Councilmember Lane,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Abstain.
Councilmember Michaels.
Aye. Item number 4, authorize supplemental construction agreement with CCI Companies, Inc. for storm sewer system installation as part of the downtown revitalization project.
Resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized to execute a supplemental agreement with CCI Companies Incorporated for a minimum of $370,000 and not to exceed a value of $503,000 for storm sewer system installation and related construction and finish work as part of the downtown revitalization project, Port Street drainage improvements.
Any motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you, Ms. Pell. Second. Okay, Katie, thank you.
What's,
Any discussion?
Nick, can you speak to this, please?
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Not sure what you folks know, about this portion of the DRF project. But I'll just give you a brief overview. The deal here is we had some major, utility conflicts. We actually asked National Grid, who had the major conflict, with what was proposed, on our end, to investigate a solution for us. That solution was drastically more money than this solution, and also probably was going to push our schedule off, to the point where we probably wouldn't, be anywhere near finishing this project this year. We asked Fisher Associates and CCI to give us a price on making some alterations to the storm sewer system in the Court Street. And we were pretty confident after they came up with a design, that this was the way to go to keep, the project moving forward, and to, make sure that we fully vetted everything storm related on the project, especially in that intersection, because it's been a problem in the past. So,
There's quite a difference between the two numbers, about 130,000.
so you mean the 370 to 503?
Right.
So the 503 was what originally was quoted by CCI. We've been in negotiations and talks with them about doing some of the work ourselves or not doing it at all. Like, they have numbers in there for tree trimming and holding poles and, some hardscaping stuff that we might not do pavers all the way down the street. So that 503 is a high number because it includes anything that we really possibly could employ on the project. We think is probably more in the 300s because we're gonna kind of omit a few of the things and do some of the things in-house ourselves.
Very good.
So, yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yep.
thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
Yep.
Go ahead and call
Thank you.
it. Nope, unless you got something else up, sorry.
This is out of the, yeah, no further questions.
Councilmember Scott,
Aye.
Councilmember Sullivan,
Aye.
Councilmember Pinello,
Aye.
Councilmember Lane,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Michaels.
Aye.
Item number 5, affirm annual service and maintenance agreements for Department of Public Works.
Resolved that the common council does hereby affirm and authorize the service and maintenance agreements the city of Cortland Department of Public Works maintains with vendors as listed below. And I'll note that the fourth one down, air temp HVAC with the Cortland Youth Bureau, is to be deleted. That contract does not exist.
Okay. Motion to accept. Ms. Lane, second.
Sure.
Stillman, thank you very much. Discussion?
With the deletion.
Right, with the deletion.
Councilmember Scott,
Aye.
Councilmember Sullivan,
Aye.
Councilmember Pinello,
Aye.
Councilmember Lane,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Michaels.
Aye.
At this point, I'm gonna make a motion, we enter into a closed section about a session about personnel pursuant to subsection 105(1)(f) of open meeting law. I move to enter into an executive session to discuss the employment history of a particular person and or persons. May I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Need to move that, or we just all aye?
Yeah, Councilmember Scott,
Aye.
Councilmember Sullivan,
Aye.
Councilmember Pinello,
Aye.
Councilmember Lane,
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson,
Aye.
Councilmember Michaels.
Aye. Now, we will return, but there'll be no action taken, so there'll be nothing to announce. Okay, that concludes the executive session. Can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
Have to come back in.
come back, yeah. We gotta come back in.
I move that we come out of executive session.
I like that.
Second.
Perfect. I also move that we now adjourn.
I like
My
that.
second.
I also like that.
Are we
You
done?
guys are helpful.
All in
All in
favor?
favor?
That's right. Aye.
Aye.
I've never had to do an executive session. I don't know.
Motion the adjournment of the regular session,
Yes,
She moved to go out of executive, okay, yes, yeah.
to adjourn the meeting.
Same.